Hello and welcome students. I am Gurpreet Kaur from Chemistry Department, GGN Khalsa College. In my previous lecture, I have told you how to set the MOs in case of linear conjugated system. Now in this video lecture, I will teach you how to set the MOs for monocyclic conjugated system and also discuss about the aromaticity of the compound. Now as we know this term, there is a Huckel rule which gives the aromaticity of the compound and tells whether the compound is aromatic or anti-aromatic. So according to this rule, if the system contains 4n plus 2 pi electrons, then the system is aromatic. For example, if we put n is equal to 0, we will get 2 pi electrons. So the system containing 2 pi electron and is conjugated, then it is aromatic. Or if we put n is equal to 1, then we will get 6 pi electrons. So this means the system containing 6 pi electrons and have conjugation, then the system is aromatic. But if the system contains the multiple of 4 pi electrons, then the system is anti-aromatic. Now the question arises, why? So the answer to this question is given by Frost circles. So what are Frost circles? Frost circles, they are the mnemonic device which is used to set the MOs in case of monocyclic conjugated system easily and quickly. So in order to draw the Frost circles, first we will draw a circle with the radius 2 beta. Then we will inscribe a polygon inside this circle such that the one of the vertex of the polygon touches the bottom of the circle. So this is the case of cyclopropenyl system in which we take upside down equatorial triangle whose one of the vertex lies at the bottom of the circle, and the intersection of this triangle with the circle, these intersection, they give rise to MOs. These are MOs. The intersection of polygon with the circle give rise to MOs. And this is the horizontal diameter, and at this level the energy is alpha. That is the energy of p orbital of carbon. Orbitals lying below this alpha are bonding orbitals, and the orbitals lying above this alpha are known as anti-bonding orbitals. Or if the orbitals lie on this alpha, that is in the case of cyclobutadiene, then these orbitals are known as non-bonding orbitals. So in order to find the energy of these MOs, we use this equation, that is Ej is equal to alpha, that is Coulomb integral, plus 2 beta, beta is resonance integral, cos 2 pi upon n is the number of carbon atoms in the ring J. J is the orbital counting number moving upward from the lowest orbital. That is the J value for the lowest orbital is J is equal to 0. So this is in contrast with the case in linear conjugated system. So for example, J is 0 for this lowest lying orbital and J is 1 for these two degenerate orbitals. Now in some cases like cyclopropenyl system and cyclobutadiene system and benzene, there is no need of using this equation, as we can simply by using scale and other mathematical instruments, that is compass, we can find the energy from this diagram itself. That is the lowest, the energy for the lowest lying orbital is alpha plus 2 beta, and energy for the lowest lying orbital in all the system is always alpha plus 2 beta. As these corners intersect the half of the radius, that is this part is beta and this part is beta. So the energy of these orbitals comes out to be alpha minus beta. Now here minus denotes the anti-bonding orbital. Similarly in this case, in case of cyclobutadiene, we have inscribed the square with one of its vertex lying below the circle. So The energy of this lowest lying orbital is alpha plus 2 beta, and the energy of highest lying orbital is alpha minus 2 beta, and energy of these non-bonding orbital is alpha. Now coming to the system that is a cyclopropenyl cation, we have two electrons here. Now we will fill the electrons in these orbitals according to Ockforth principle and Hertz rule. And according to Huckel-MO theory, if orbitals are filled, that is, it may be the bonding orbital, non-bonding orbital, or anti-bonding orbital, the system is aromatic. And if the orbitals are half filled, it may be the non-bonding, anti-bonding, or bonding orbitals, then the system is anti-aromatic. So in this case, the orbitals are fully filled. So this compound is aromatic. If we take the cyclopropenyl anion, then we have 4 electrons. And when we fill these electrons in the orbitals, we will find that we have 2 half-filled orbitals. So this means that this compound is anti-aromatic. And this is in accordance with the Huckel rule. So this gives the answer to the Huckel rule, that if we have 2 electrons and the system is conjugated, then this Huckel rule is followed. Similarly, in this case we have 4 electrons, and which is in accordance with the 4 and pi electron system, which tells that this compound is anti-aromatic. Now coming to the cyclobutadiene system, in this case we inscribe the square inside the circle. And we know that there are 4 electrons in this system. So when we fill these molecular orbitals, we find that the orbitals are half-filled. These non-bonding orbitals are half-filled. So this means that the system is anti-aromatic. Coming to the cyclopentadienyl anion, there are 6 electrons, 6 pi electrons, and when we fill these orbitals, we find that the orbitals are fully filled and the system is aromatic. Now mostly we draw these diagrams randomly without using mathematical instruments. So if we have to find whether these orbitals lie below this horizontal diameter or above this horizontal diameter, we find the energies of these levels. If there is positive sign here, then this means that the orbital is bonding and it should lie below this horizontal diameter. Now coming to the benzene. In this case, we inscribe hexagon inside this circle. And as we know that in benzene we have 6 pi electrons, when we fill these electrons, we find that all the orbitals are filled and the system is aromatic. Now coming to the cycloheptatrienyl cation. In this case, we inscribe the heptagon inside the circle, and we have 6 pi electrons in this system which are filled in these orbitals, and we find that the system is aromatic because of fully filled orbitals. Now if we take cycloheptatrienyl anion, then the pi electrons comes out to be 8 electrons. And if we fill these electrons in these MOs, we will find these are the 6 electrons, 7 electrons and 8 electrons. This means that in case of anion, the orbitals are half-filled and the system comes out to be anti-aromatic. Coming to the cyclooctatetrene. In this case, we have 8 pi electrons. So filling these 8 electrons in these orbitals, we will find the orbitals are half-filled. These non-bonding orbitals are half-filled. So this means that the system is anti-aromatic. But this system chooses to be non-aromatic by taking the shape of tube. So this means that if the system contains 4n plus 2 pi electrons, then the molecular orbitals are fully filled and the system is aromatic. And if the system contains the multiple of 4 pi electrons, then the molecular orbitals are half filled and the system is anti-aromatic. Now some generalizations can be made in order to construct the pi molecular orbitals of monocyclic conjugated system containing odd and even number of carbon atoms in the ring. So first generalization is the conjugated monocyclic system can be classified into 4 categories. So first one is system having 4 and plus 2 carbon atoms. If we put n is equal to 0, we will get 2 carbon atoms and 2 carbon atoms can't constitute a ring. So we take n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. So if we put n is equal to 1, we will get the benzene. And if we put n is equal to 2, we will get the aniline. Now second system is system having 4 n carbon atoms. Now in this case, if we put n is equal to 1, we will get cyclobutadiene. If we put n is equal to 2, we will get cyclooctatetrene. Third system is the system having 4 n plus 3 carbon atoms. Now in this case, if we put n is equal to 0, then we will get 3 carbon atoms and 3 carbon atoms can constitute a ring. So if when we put n is equal to 0, we get cyclopropenyl system. If we put n is equal to 1, we get cycloheptrienyl system. Fourth one is system having 4 n plus 5 carbon atoms. So if we put n is equal to 0, we get cyclopentadienyl system. So these two systems contains even number of carbon atoms and these two systems contains odd number of carbon atoms. Now moving on to the next generalization which we can make. There is always one MO lowest in energy than all the others and the energy of the MO is always alpha plus 2 beta. That is, in all these cases, we have lowest energy orbital, that is this one, and its energy is alpha plus 2 beta in all these cases. Then another generalization, if there is an even number of carbon atoms in the system, that is 4n plus 2 and 4n system, there is also a single MO highest in energy and its energy is alpha minus 2 beta. So as we can see, the 4n system, 4n plus 2 system, and this one is 4n system. In these cases, we have one MO highest in energy whose energy is alpha minus 2 beta. Here is some mistake. This is alpha minus 2 beta. So in this case, this is alpha minus 2 beta. In this case, we have highest MO having the energy alpha minus 2 beta. Now, if there is a odd number of carbon atoms in the ring, then there is a pair of degenerate MOs highest in energy. So taking the odd systems, this one is odd system, this one is odd system. So in these cases we have pair of degenerate orbitals highest in energy. And this. And one more case. So in this case, this is also the odd system. In this case, we have pair of degenerate orbitals, highest in energy. Next is all the MOs come in the degenerate pair except the one lowest in energy, and for even member systems, the one highest in energy. In even membered case, that is the 4n system, we have one pair of degenerate orbitals here and one single highest orbital and single lowest lying orbital. Similarly, in this case, 4n plus 2 system, we have, these are the pairs of degenerate orbitals and we have one lowest and one highest MO. In this case also in even membered system, we have, these are the pair of orbitals and we have one highest and one lowest orbital. And in case of odd systems, we have only one single lowest lying orbital and we have pair of other orbitals. So in this case also we have pair of orbitals and we have single lowest lying orbital. Next one is system having 4n carbon atoms in the ring contains three types of MOs, that is bonding MOs, non-bonding MOs and anti-bonding MOs. Now in case of 4n system we have bonding, non-bonding and anti-bonding. In this case we have bonding, non-bonding and anti-bonding orbitals. So next generalization is non-bonding MOs of 4n system is always present in the form of degenerate pair. That is, in 4n system these are present in pair. So these non-bonding orbitals are present in pairs. The number of bonding MOs is always odd in all the cases. So we can see that there is one lowest lying MO. So if we add this lowest lying MO, 1 MO, to the pair of orbitals, to the pair of bonding orbitals, we will get the odd number. We can see this. In this case, we have one bonding orbital, that is odd, and in this case, we have 1 plus 2 bonding orbitals, that comes to be 3, and in this case also we have 3 bonding orbitals. In this case we have 3 and in this case we have 3. Now the conjugated system having even number of carbon atoms in the rings always contain odd number of anti-bonding MOs. This means that in 4n plus 2 and in 4n system we have odd number of anti-bonding orbitals because we have one single highest lying orbital which is added to the other pair of anti-bonding orbitals and we will get odd number of anti-bonding orbitals. So in this case we have one anti-bonding, and in this case, this even membered case, we have 3, and this is also even membered, so this also have 3, odd number of anti-bonding orbitals. Whereas a system having the odd number of carbon atom in the ring contains even number of anti-bonding MOs. So in case of odd membered systems, we have here, in this case we have 2 anti-bonding, and in this case we have 4 anti-bonding orbitals, which comes out to be even. The number of bonding MOs is always equal to the number of anti-bonding MOs in the conjugated system which has even number of carbon atoms in the ring. So in the even membered system, the bonding orbital is equal to the anti-bonding. In this case, there are 3 anti-bonding and 3 bonding orbitals. And in this case, even membered case, we have 3 anti-bonding and 3 bonding orbitals. Now, the number of bonding MOs is not equal to the number of anti-bonding MOs in those systems which have odd number of carbon atoms in the ring. So, in the case of odd system, that is in the case of 4n plus 5 system, in this case, the bonding orbitals are one more than the anti-bonding one. And in the case of 4n plus 3 system, we have anti-bonding orbitals one more than the bonding orbitals. Last one is the number of electrons in any MOs is only 2. And MOs follows the Aufbau principle and Hertz rule. So each MO can contain only 2 electrons, and the filling of electrons takes place according to the Aufbau principles and Hertz rule. Thank you.